Hare Krishna, welcome to the Bhakti Sangha Madhava class. So we will start with prayers. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindan. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, so let's do some recitation of the verses that we covered so far. Who's there on the call?
Vrinda!
Hari Bol Vrinda.
Which verse you want to do? Gita Raga.
Gita Raga Vayakro Daha Padmanama Bhagavad Bahavyoyara Tapada Bhutavadbhagavata Vidya Vidya Sampande Ramadrega Vihastini Sadite Vasabhakecha Padida Savadashinaha. Thank you.
Very, very good. You told the verse in which your mom's name came? That's great.
Yes, thank you.
Mataji?
Yes, ask. Who's this?
Krishna Chaitanya.
Yeah, Krishna Chaitanya.
Vidya Vinaya Sampanne.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmanasya Vijanata
Brahmane Gavihastini
Suni Chaiva Swapakecha Pandita Samadarshina.
Thank you, Krishna Chaitanya. Prahalad, which verse you want to do?
Dharmashete Kurukshetre Samaveta Yudsavaha Amaka Pandava Shaiva Kima Kurvaka Sanjaya.
Very good, thank you. Do you want to read the translation? What does Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre mean? Yeah, read this. You need to know the translation.
Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after my sons and the sons of Pandavas as assembled in the palace of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, desiring to fight, what did they do?
Thank you. Okay, who else is there? Who wants to recite the verses?
Ajoidam Nagayata Bhutanam Ishvara Officer Takidim Samadistaya Sambhavamya Atmamaya.
Very good, Vrinda. You know what, Vrinda? You can learn all the 700 shlokas.
Thank you, Mataji.
If you try, your mom teaches you each chapter, then in another 3-4 years you can learn. Very good.
Thank you, Mataji, for encouragement.
Okay, so that's all, Mataji. Anybody else is there? I'm not able to see who else is there.
Mataji, today nobody else, Mataji. Krishna Chaitanya and Asara and Vrinda.
Okay, yeah, Ashra is sick, she said. Okay, so let's go ahead. So we are going to do chapter 4, text 34. Yehi Samparsha Jaboga.
Yahi Samparsha Jabo.
Yehi Samparsha Jaboga.
Yehi Samparsha Jaboga.
Yehi Samparsha Jaboga.
Yehi sampashaja bhoga.
Not ya, it's ye. Yehi sampashaja bhoga.
Yehi sampashaja bhoga.
Dukkha yonaya evate.
Dukkayonaya evate.
Dukkha yonaya evate.
Dukkayonaya evate.
Dukkha yonaya evate.
Dukkayoyana evate.
Adyantavanta kaunteya.
Adyantavanta kaunteya.
Adyantavanta kaunteya.
Adyantavanta kaunteya.
Nateshu ramate buddhaha.
Nateshu ramate.
Nateshu ramate buddha.
Nateshu ramate buddha.
Yehi sampashaja bhoga.
Yehi sampasyaja bhoga.
Dukkha yonaya evate.
Dukkayonaya evate.
Adyantavanta kaunteya.
Adyantavanta kaunteya.
Nateshu ramate buddha.
Nateshu ramate buddha.
Okay, anybody wants to try to chant? Okay.
Yahi samparshaja bhoga. Yahi samparshaja bhoga.
Yahi sam
Dakayona evate Arya antavanta kaunteya nateshu ramate buddhaha.
Thank you, Prahlad. Krishna Chaitanya, do you want to try?
Okay, Mataji. Yehi sampasyaja bhoga. Dukkayonaya evate. Adyantavanta kaunteya. Nateshu ramate buddha.
Very good. Okay, anybody else wants to try? Okay, let's go to the synonyms. A, those. He, certainly. Samparshajaha, by contact with the material senses. Bhogaha, enjoyment. Dukkha, distress. Yonayaha, sources of. Eva, certainly. They are. Adi, beginning. Anta, end. Vantaha, subject to. Kaunteya, O son of Kunti. Na, never. Teshu, in those. Ramate, takes delight. Buddhaha, the intelligent person. Anybody wants to read the translation?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Okay.
An intelligent person does not take part in the source of misery, which are due to contact with the material senses. O son of Kunti, such pleasures have a beginning and an end. And so the wise man does not delight in them.
What did you understand, Prahlad?
Like an intelligent person does not take sources in the misery.
What does that mean? Okay, so Krishna Chaitanya, Ashra, did you understand what's the translation?
Mataji,
Yeah.
can I do?
Yeah.
An intelligent person does not take part in the sources of misery, which are due to contact with the material senses. O son of Kunti, such pleasures have a beginning and an end. and so the wise man does not delight in them.
Very good. Thank you so much. So, what does the word sources of misery mean? What is misery?
Like bad
Sadness.
Sadness. Source of misery means?
The cause of misery. Where the
misery comes from or originates from. So who does not take part in that? Who does not take part in the sources of misery according to this verse?
An intelligent person. An intelligent person.
An intelligent person. Very good. So, why the intelligent person does not take part in the sources of misery?
Because this is all material happiness and material sadness.
Sorry?
Material happiness and distress, so he does not take part.
Why? Why?
Because they're temporary.
Very good. Very good. So he does not take part in that sources because they are temporary. Okay? So, can you get me the words in this line that says that it is temporary? Is that a word temporary in this translation?
No.
So how do you say it's temporary?
As such pleasures have a beginning and an end.
Very, very good, Krishna Chaitanya. Such pleasures have a beginning and an end. So the wise man does not delight in them. Rather, he delights in a pleasure that doesn't have a beginning and that doesn't end. So let's see what it is. So we saw in the previous shloka. What is the previous shloka? Vidya
Vinaya Sampanne.
Vidya Vinaya Sampanne.
Sunicheva Satakya Pandita Samadashina.
Yes, thank you. So this Pandita or the learned man is being humbled by the knowledge, and what he is seeing in everybody?
Krishna as Paramatma.
Yes, he's seeing Krishna as Paramatma in everyone. So he has equal vision. So that is the sage with the real knowledge. So in this shloka, what is said is pleasures and distress resulting from sense perception is temporary. What are the five senses?
Nose, fingers, ear, mouth, and eye.
Nose, the skin, okay? Ear, mouth, and eye. What does the eye do?
It lets you see.
Yes. What does the ear do?
It lets you hear.
Okay, let others answer. What does the skin do?
It lets you touch.
Okay, what does the tongue do?
It lets you taste.
Very good. What does the nose do?
Smell.
No.
Okay, so these are called sense objects. So the sense organs are eyes, tongue, nose, skin, and ear, and sense objects are touch, sound, this is sight, this is taste, and this is smell. So what happens here is, it is resulting from the pleasures and distress are resulting from sense perception. What does that mean? Suppose it's in a very hot day. You're feeling very, very hot. Will you like to drink cold water?
Yes.
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 But if it's a cold day and a freezing day and there is snow outside, And you
Drink hot water.
would you like to drink cold water?
Yeah. I don't want
No, right? So the point is, cold water is the same, your tongue is the same, but on a hot day, the cold water feels good. On a cold day, you want something hot. So that is called sense perception. So the same thing is likable at one time, and the same thing is not likable at the other time. That's why these things. You feel very happy on a hot day drinking cold water or taking cold shower, but at the same time, the cold day, oh, it's not possible. So, but the yogis in the Himalayas, what they do? They try to get duality, they try to get rid of the duality by making themselves exposed to these things. That is, on a hot day, they will stand within the fire. On the cold day, they will stand on the ice, or they will take water, a bath from water which is just ice. But the point is, there is a shloka in the 2nd chapter where Krishna says this. Because of the sense perception, happiness and distress comes, and the happiness and the distress goes. What is that shloka?
Padaspatastu Gaudaya, Sritasvasura Dakkara, Agamapayana, Vityas, Tasirasito, Bharata.
Thank you so much, Vrinda. That was awesome. So the thing is, the summer and the winter seasons are coming one by one. After summer, winter comes. After winter, summer comes. Like that way, happiness and distress keeps coming on and on and on in this life. So what an intelligent person doesn't do is, he doesn't delight in them. So it's like, the senses are very strong, and it is very hard to curb the senses. For example, if you want to curb the senses artificially, it is like pouring gas or oil or ghee on the fire to put it off. If you pour oil or ghee on the fire, will it be put off?
It will get more.
It will get more, right? Yes. Similarly, the senses are always wanting material things. If you just say stop, it doesn't help, and it is hard to do that. It is like, this boy here has a itching sensation here, and it's already, here he has rashes, but he should not itch. But if you get rashes, and if it feels itchy, if you itch, it becomes more and more. Can you continue? Can you stop yourself from itching?
Yes.
It's very hard because you tend to itch. But when you itch, the rash gets worse. So on our own, it is hard to do that. But, so it is so delightful that we forget what is our real identity. So once, there is a story that Indra, who is Indra Dev?
He's the god of rain.
The leader of demigods.
Yes, the leader of the demigods. So he was cursed to take birth as a pig in the earthly planet. So he was having his family, he was a pig, and he had piglets, and he had everything, and his term of being as a pig was over. And Narada Muni came and said, Indra, come back to your original position. But Indra was telling, oh, I'm very happy here as a pig with my family and friends, and I don't want to come back. You see, that is the power, that is the potency of Maya that makes us think that, oh, we are enjoying the most. Even though we are suffering, the covering potency of the Maya makes us think that we are enjoying. Actually, his life as Indra is much, much, much more enjoyment than his life as a pig, right? But when he was inside the pig's body, he couldn't realize that. So Narada Muni had to force him to come out. So this shows about the it's like the attracting potency of the material sense pleasures. So suppose you are watching some TV, eating popcorn, and if you keep on watching TV for so long, say you watch for 10 hours, will you be bored or will you like to watch more?
Not to watch.
You'll be bored. Continuously doing that, you'll be bored, because you know why? Our desire for enjoyment is so much, but our capacity to enjoy is very less. It's like this: there is a whole ocean, say, of milk, but a dog is trying to lick and drink the ocean to complete the ocean. Will it be possible? No. So similarly, what an intelligent person does is, he does not delight, or his happiness or his mind or heart is not in the material sense enjoyment. Rather, it is in doing service to Krishna in a very pleasurable way, and so he continues to do that, which is always ever fresh, which is never boring for him. Just like you chant. Okay, if you chant every day regularly, sincerely and attentively, you see that there is such pleasure in that. It's not a mechanical sound vibration. It's not that, oh, I have done chanting yesterday, I cannot done today. Rather, if you do chanting very nicely, you would like to do that more and more and more and more, days and days and days and years to come. Because every time you chant, you derive some pleasure out of it. So you want to chant more. So one of the reasons is that why material sense enjoyment cannot satisfy us. What do you see in this picture?
Stand water, but it's many sense enjoyment things, but it needs the water to live, not all of this stuff.
Exactly. So what does this example say in relation to what we are learning now?
We're like the fish and we need the water, not these enjoyments.
Yes, the material enjoyments are compared to all these things the fish is given. But the fish needs water, right?
If we do so many things, we will not be happy. If you do Hare Krishna, then you will be happy.
Yes. The fish in the water means we are in the spiritual pleasure. When we taste the spiritual pleasure, because we are actually the soul, it is like fish being in the water. All these things are external to the fish. So similarly, all the material sense enjoyment is external for us. So that is why it is a source of misery, because something that's happiness now gets misery later. So it is not that you get always happiness from one thing or always misery. It keeps on rotating like summer and winter season. So one should be disgusted of this and take to spiritual pleasures. So there was one example of this. Who knows who is Sanatana Goswami? Anybody knows who is Sanatana Goswami?
One of the 6 Goswamis.
He is one of the 6 Goswamis, yes, and he wrote a lot of books. And one day there was a person called Gopi, and he was very, very poor. So his wife told him, why don't you go to the Baba there, whom everybody calls as Sanatana Goswami, and try to get some blessings from him, so that we don't need to be poor. So Gopi went to Sanatana Goswami and said that, please, I want some blessings from you so that my poverty will be gone. So Sanatana Goswami said, see Gopi, go to the dustbin or trash can that is at the end of that is kept at the end of my hut. So go there, inside the trash can you will find a stone. Bring that stone. So Gopi goes there and sees that there is a brilliantly shining blue color stone. So he comes and gives it to Sanatana Goswami. And Sanatana Goswami says, Gopi, this is not an ordinary stone. This is a touchstone. So Gopi asked, what do you mean by touchstone? So he said, if you touch it to any object you like, the object will turn into gold. Immediately Gopi thought, my God, how nice it will be to have this touchstone. So he took the touchstone and he hurried back home. And when he went home, he excitedly showed his wife, see, look what I have brought. So immediately she took that in the hand and she was experimenting and she said, let me try this. And she touched the touchstone to the table. The whole table became gold. And she touched it to the walls became gold. And she had become so rich. Then they sold the gold, they made a big house. People are all wondering, in the place of the hut, there is a huge palace here. She has nice dresses, nice jewelry. The children have nice jewelry. Everything is very opulent. But was she satisfied? No. She was not satisfied. One day she got a doubt. She called, said, Gopi, you know what? There is something about it. Well, how did Sanatana Goswami give you this touchstone? That means what, you know? He has something more valuable than this touchstone. And Gopi said, yeah, you're right. Because he asked me to go and get this touchstone from the trash can. See, that's the thing. Now, you take this touchstone, go back to him, give it back to him and get me the most valuable thing. So immediately Gopi hurries back and Gopi says that, why did you, after reaching Sanatana Goswami, he paid his obeisances and he said, how come you can give me this touchstone and I found that you have put the touchstone in the trash can. That means you must be having something more valuable than the touchstone. Sanatana Goswami said, yes, there is something definitely more valuable than the touchstone, but if I have to tell it to you, go throw this touchstone in the Yamuna river and come back. So immediately Gopi went and threw this in the Yamuna river and he came back. Then Sanatana Goswami, what did he tell him?
Chant Hare Krishna.
Yeah, he said Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So as soon as he heard this mantra from Sanatana Goswami, Gopi became so ecstatic because it was such a pure chanting. He started dancing and singing and he didn't know where he was going and he came back home. So he gave it to his wife and his wife was also happy. You know, when they had the touchstone and when they had all gold, were they happy and satisfied? No. But when they had this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, they were happy and satisfied. Why? Why do you think so?
Real happiness of a life, this real spiritual happiness, unlike the material happiness.
Yes, this is the real spiritual happiness, unlike the material happiness. And what else?
It's eternal.
This is eternal, yes. This doesn't have a beginning and it doesn't have an end. For example, their house that's made of gold, the jewelry and everything, after the soul leaves the body, what is the time when the soul leaves the body called? Death. After death, can the soul and the subtle body carry all the gold and the jewelry?
No.
So it is temporary. It cannot carry. But can the soul and the subtle body carry the Hare Krishna Mahamantra?
Yes.
Because Krishna says from where you left, you can continue. So this is the real treasure. Just like, and also when we chant the Mahamantra, who becomes our friend?
Krishna.
And we become Krishna's friend. So you can imagine Krishna is the proprietor of the whole universe, material and spiritual world. He is the richest, and he is one of the most powerful, and he is the wealthiest person. He is the supreme personality of Godhead, and he is ready to share all his opulence with you. So, is gold better, or having such a person who can produce millions and millions of gold, having such a supreme personality of Godhead as your friend better?
Having a supreme personality of God.
Yes. So for that, what you should do?
Chant Hare Krishna and be happy.
Yes. So that is why chanting Hare Krishna is better than the touchstone. Because when you chant Hare Krishna, you become a touchstone. You tell other people, please chant Hare Krishna. Just like the touchstone is touched to something and it becomes gold. So when you chant Hare Krishna, you tell your friends and everyone else whom you meet that please chant Hare Krishna, you become like a touchstone. Then they chant Hare Krishna too, and then they become a touchstone. They tell somebody else. Like this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very happy if we do this service. So let's recap. So we saw that how in the previous verse the person with knowledge sees with equal vision because he sees the presence of Paramatma in everyone's heart. And then in this verse we understand that the material pleasure and distress is temporary because the senses sometimes want it and sometimes they don't want it. But again they want, again they don't want. So it is not possible to artificially curb the senses, but because it is so strong, the covering potency of the material illusory energy of the Lord, Maya is so strong that it makes us feel that we are the best enjoyers in the world. But it is never ending because it has a beginning, it has an end. Again something else comes up and it has an end. So, but compared to the spiritual pleasures, which is never ending and it continues even beyond this body forever to come. Because see here, Krishna is ready to be your friend. Krishna is holding his arms open and inviting us, ready to hug us if we become his servants and pure and selfless devotees. So why the material sense pleasure cannot appeal to us? Because we are like a soul, we are like a fish out of water, we are out of our spiritual world. In the spiritual world, everything is eternal, nothing is temporary. But here everything is temporary except the soul, us. So that is why it is like giving so many things to the fish, but the fish is never happy. Similarly, how much ever materially we try to enjoy, we are not happy. We saw that how Gopi and his wife finally were very happy with the real touchstone, which is the Maha Mantra. So let's all chant the Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama
Rama Hare Hare.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there any questions? Okay, so thank you all for joining. So we will end here. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki